Hello, blessed be. This is High Priestess Jamila, and I wanted to do a reading on Christelyn Karazin. And I'm just going to get right into it. Okay, first of all, Christelyn Karazin, her channel, which was the Pink Pill, went down. I don't know exactly when, because I was actually getting caught up on some of the YouTube community gossip in the scrolling community. And apparently she got divorced from her husband. A card fell out, the Five of Pentacles. Apparently she got divorced from her husband of 20 years. And it was somebody, and I'm a little confused about if it was the husband or if it was the new guy that she was dating. But evidently something happened to where he evidently said something about he was and I'm not going to use that word again, but you know, the Negger word. Okay. That word has way too much dark power over our people. So I'm like, I don't even like to use the word nigga anymore, which is ignorant anyway to use that word. But I wanted to do a psychic reading on her. Hello, Hello, Elizabeth. Hello. So as I was shuffling, the Five of Pentacles fell out in the upright position. So I don't believe that she's doing too well. I believe that she's possibly under a lot of stress. I did look up her birthday, July the 17th, which would make her a Cancer. Okay, Cancers are very sensitive. Can you get a reading? You mean a personal reading, or you want me to throw some cards for you? We're doing a reading on Christelyn Karazin because I think that it's interesting. So evidently her white boyfriend said the Negger word, and it sounded like sarcasm the way that he said it, because somebody accused him of being an Negger lover. And he said, yes, I am an Negger lover. Evidently, she must have got ran off of YouTube because of this. Not sure. Okay. All right. So we're going to call to spirit guides. What messages do you have about her? Show me current, past, and in the near future about Christelyn Karazin. Okay. So the Five of Pentacles in the upright position already fell out, which tells me that she's not in a good place. I have a feeling that before I did this reading, I will tell you that, first of all, who you date, what you eat is not going to make a difference. If somebody puts a hex or a curse on you, you just got a hex or a curse on you. I believe that somebody put something on her. Okay, out of jealousy, because really, to be honest with you, you know, a lot of the times the people that you see on YouTube, it's false outrage over the N word. It's all about hating. Whatever people can use against you to hate with, that's what they're going to do. Okay. All right. So the Moon card turns over, and I'm still going to draw out another card for current. Current, past, and future. All right. Okay. So we've got the Moon card upright, and then the Wheel of Fortune comes up in the upright position at current, which means that she's going through some changes. And in the past, the Eight of Pentacles comes up with the Temperance in the reverse position. So this indicates YouTube. The Eight of Pentacles is definitely represents YouTube. Okay. And the Temperance card in the reverse position represents what's happening energetically on YouTube, which to me is codependency. Anybody on YouTube that has any kind of success, people are going to throw stuff at you. There is an issue with her health. Clarify Temperance reversed. Yeah, I feel like she was burnt out. I feel like it's burnout. So that's one of the reasons why she left, because if you are not protecting yourself on YouTube, matter of fact, let me light up my protection jar. If you are not protecting yourself from black magic on YouTube, you're going to have some problems. Okay. I think it's perfectly fine to be on YouTube, but I think that you don't even have to label yourself as a witch to throw something at somebody energetically. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. Y'all must be itching for readings. I tell you what, Elizabeth Gonzalez, I'll go live after this because I want to stick to where I'm at. I don't want to, interrupt this reading, but I'll come right back and then you can ask me your questions, okay? Because I wasn't prepared for chat questions. Okay. So, Temperance reverse is where I feel like burnout is what she's experiencing. But I feel the reason why she's experiencing that burnout is because people are throwing stuff at her. In particular, black men and black women, because of her choice of who she chooses to date. Okay. Which on YouTube, it doesn't matter if you date a black man or a white man. People are going to come for you on YouTube. That's pretty much what they do, seek and destroy missions. She got burnt out. Okay. And I'm going to just look and see what happened that led her to leaving. Spirits, give me some more information about what happened. Judgment reversed. So if you're going to be on YouTube talking about not dating black men and how white men may be better, which I think is totally not the truth. I don't have a position or a stance on that. It's really easy when you're going through it to say that. But in reality, if you are dating based upon race outside of your race, there's a problem, in my humble opinion, because you're thinking that just because you switch up the race of the person that you are with, that's going to make a difference. It's not. It's a spiritual problem. Also, there's some past life stuff. I can see very clearly that Christelyn Karazin was a white woman in her previous life. She was white in her previous life. Okay. Give me more about this judgment reverse. Yeah. She was actually a white male in her previous life. It's very interesting. She was a white male, which has a lot to do with how she feels about possibly herself as a black woman, and then also possibly how she feels about black people. Okay, the one right previous to this. So she's got some shadow work or some past life regression work that she needs to do. Okay. Oh no, I hate to. Oh goodness gracious. Okay, no problem, Elizabeth. No problem. I'm gonna try to come back, but I want to look at and explore what's going on with her. So being that the Nigger word is like a spell for a lot of blacks, and I keep telling black people, listen, you cannot continue to be that sensitive to that word, but I think black people know what they're doing because they don't want to hear that word. They don't want to hear that word at all. So I totally get it and I understand. Okay. And I don't think it's any difference. There's no difference between the word NAGA and the other one. There's really no difference. Okay. But here's what I want to say. I can't imagine on my wedding day or on a day where I'm just on top of the world feeling good. And because y'all know how I do, I go into my bubble. I go into my bubble of happiness. Okay, into my shell. I'm a Cancer. I can't imagine me being vibrating very high and somebody using that word completely dropping my vibe all the way down. So it's almost very hypnotic. And I feel that black people should not give that word as much power over them as they have given it. Does that sound fair? I don't think that people should just be able to call you that word, especially depending on the position that they're in. For example, if a police officer or something or a judge called you that word, that can incite fear because you don't know what's going to happen to you. Okay. Um, and so I feel, especially in social media, now I don't feel that it should be acceptable for anybody to just go around using that word, but all of the other inflammatory words that blacks call each other, hoe, bitch, those words are just as inflammatory, if not more inflammatory. Okay. Because they all point to the socioeconomic status of blacks or your perception of that. Okay. And see, the problem with Christelyn is that she gives a false narrative of how you can't be successful or have any kind of status if you aren't dating outside of your race. And that is where she's wrong. So a lot of what she's dealing with is judgment because, again, this is a generalization that she's been doing based upon her own emotions. Okay, so that's why the moon card comes up in the upright position. Okay. Hey, Rose Heather. Esther from India dealing with a satanic narc ex who has been on the strong. Oh, goodness. Okay. Now, in the future, she gets the Page of Swords and she gets the King of Cups. I feel that the Page of Swords represents her coming back to YouTube. So I feel like she will be back. Definitely. King of Cups in the upright position. She's taken some time to heal. The problem is that she's going to come back with the same rhetoric, which is a problem. And I've had to catch myself because I've been emotional at times to where I've said, oh, black people this, black people that, black men this, black men that. If everybody has their issues, and I'm pretty sure that she probably wouldn't want to admit this, but that just because she was married outside her race meant that she was all the way happy because clearly she wasn't. Clearly he wasn't. In fact, he left her for a white woman, from what I've heard, which is probably kind of devastating to her. But I mean, what do you expect? I feel that when you just go and date outside of your race, I feel like it's you can't handle a relationship with anybody. And I really honestly don't. Now, I feel that I don't necessarily feel that black women should just be like, oh, I'm going to hold myself exclusively. And if you meet a white man or another race of a man, that you should just like block him out. That's not to say that. But when you purposely go looking for that, and then, it's an implied racism on her own people. Okay. And then when you think about the fact that she has a fully black child, and how that child is going to feel about herself growing up. And see, that's the problem with that. Okay. I was going to say clarify Page of Swords. And then the Knight of Swords came up reversed. So she is going to come back with the same rhetoric and the same thing. Yeah. The same thing is going to happen. I got Knight of Swords reverse, the Ten of Wands reverse, and then the Death card in the reverse position. So she's actually got somebody throwing some pretty bad stuff at her. Clarify King of Cups. Okay. Yeah. So she's going to come back fully healed, but then it's going to go down the same road again because of her rhetoric, is what's going to happen. Okay. And, it's probably a need for some healing. I mean, for you to go to an entire other race of people. Now, I understand that there have been people that have dated and they've been involved with their own race, and their own race created a lot of trauma for them. So I understand that. I totally understand trauma. Like sometimes somebody can, and I can't tell one person the level of pain that they should be able to deal with, because it was this whole, I was hearing something about, they were saying that black women, we can withstand pain more, as if we're just like these horses that you can just beat to death. And black women want to feel like women. They don't want to feel like they're these horses that are being tamed. You see what I'm saying? So but I feel that if somebody doesn't appeal to your narcissism, or if a person tells you the truth or tells you something about yourself, and then all of a sudden, and I understand verbal abuse, trust me, because I have seen, like, that's all you see on YouTube is black men verbally abusing black women. That's all you see. Okay. That's just it. And for that, change is going to have to come. But her being a representative of trying to create change for black women is going to lead to her being this hanged man in the reverse position. Give me some clarity. Yeah. She's got something on her, y'all. Somebody done put something on that girl, that lady. I don't want to say girl, that lady. Somebody done put some kind of hex on her. There was audio of her crying and saying, you black people are doing this to me, and da 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 da. And so they done threw some stuff on her. Mm. And something strong too. She'll be back probably around October, although she could resurrect herself sooner than that. I feel that she's going to possibly need that time to recuperate. But my whole point of my channel is to bring enlightenment to people. And the enlightenment is you have to protect yourself from black magic. You have to protect yourself. You have to do your reversals. You have to protect yourself on these YouTube streets. So she's going to go through that cycle again. It's going to be a never ending cycle. Okay. She left because the heat was on her and she couldn't deal with it anymore. Okay. Now, the sad part about this black magic that is being put on her is that that energy can make things go awry. It can. I personally feel that if she feels that way about black men, then let her feel that way. What does that have to do with you? What is her channel and her message and what she's doing? How is that going to hurt you as a black man? It shouldn't. That's my personal opinion, though. Okay, has nothing to do with the psychic reading that I'm doing. Her channel name is called The Pink Pill, and she dates outside of her race exclusively with white men because she's been hurt by a black man. And so I understand staying away from something because it hurts you, because it can either be a person, place, or a thing that you want to stay away from. Um, so she, show me this person that put something on her. Mm, okay. Is she a practitioner herself? Does she practice any at all? Spirits, what messages do you have about that? Okay. Yeah. See, here's the issue though. What I can see very clearly is that she practices on some level, but the problem is her actions. Um, she's not just walking away and divesting herself from black men. She's actually trying to get revenge on black men. I can see sex magic here where she is attacking somebody from her past. And that's what this is the same thing that I tell to black men that date white women. If you're going to stop dating or dealing with black women, then go and be happy with that person. Why are you seeking revenge on black women? Makes no sense. If you're happy in another place, then stay there. And why are you attacking, especially when they attack innocent black women that have done and said nothing to them? I mean, for me, I would, if I were dating outside of my race, I would go somewhere and be happy. I'm not going to look back. So the problem is that she keeps looking back. Move forward and quit looking back. And a lot of the stuff that she thinks is coming in from the past is actually coming in from the past life. So she probably thinks that this is her ex. She's definitely, it's something that she's doing wrong with her practice. I see sex magic too. And I never did understand that. I'd like to provide coaching for people that have broke up, because just because you broke up doesn't mean that you have to destroy and kill each other. And see, that's why her marriage didn't last. That's why that man left her, because the relationship was just all about getting back at. I wouldn't want to know that if I were dating a white man or a person of another race, I wouldn't want them to be with me simply because they're trying to settle a score. I want them to be with me because they love me. So this is the issue with that. Now I understand that there are people on here, they love that kind of content because they're very angry. They're very bitter. And so people that still are holding on to anger and bitterness, they enjoy channels like hers. And then also, understandably, if you have somebody attacking you, then you're going to want to fight back. You're going to want to have that strength to fight them back. So I get that. I get that. If somebody is, beating down on you, but I wouldn't make a choice when it comes to love like that. So the genuine the love advice that she's giving to women, spirits feel as though it's a little disingenuous, which is the issue. Yeah, I don't watch her. I would every now and then go and see certain stuff about her that would pop up, but I think she's going to continue to keep herself in this cycle as long as she's holding on to that anger from the past. Holding grudges only leads you into an early grave. There was actually rumors of her being suicidal just last week. Okay. Typically, when a person is suicidal, it's because they have a lot of self loathing, which is what I can see. Okay. If you're, a lot of y'all will say, oh, my ex is doing this, my ex is doing this, my ex is doing this. You got to look at your past life. Unless your ex is actively stalking you in social media, calling or stalking you, or doing something to you, or that. But to me, it looks like her ex has moved on. Whoever this black man is that hurt her, has Christelyn Karazin's ex moved on? Yeah, he done moved on. He done moved on, and he looked like he with somebody else and happy. And see, she hasn't moved on. Now, I think that it's okay for her to educate black women about what their options are, their choices are, but to make a career out of it is going to be extremely difficult. To make an entire career based upon that one thing, kind of a shot in the dark. She needs to expand, is what I can hear spirits saying. She needs to expand instead of just kind of sticking to that one topic. And this is a lot of the issues that she's having, is that she's not expanding and she's not really growing because she sticks with just that. And a lot of the people that watch her channel, they just want to hear about just that, and they stay stuck in kind of like a time warp or a time capsule. A lot of people on YouTube have been stuck for several years because they may be watching a vlogger that consistently sticks with one subject, which is what they do, which is trying to offer people dating advice when they really need to heal themselves. Okay. No, it's totally understandable. I'm not saying that, but you understand that these people are stuck, Ziana. You understand that they are stuck and they are not growing. Just totally stuck in that one thing, that one subject is not good. It's not. Every man in this world is going to mess up sometimes. It's just that black people put their stuff on Front Street. Every man has his moments where he messes up, of all races. They all do. Which is the whole point. It's the judgment that is happening. Now, she really needs to, I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want to be here too long. But what she needs to do is she needs to do some past life regressional therapy or either clear out her past life, because what I can sense is that she was a white man in the previous life and she was possibly a racist white man in the previous life. She was a man in the previous life. She needs to work on that, is what she needs to do. Because that's mainly the issue. Okay. And past life regression is very serious. It's no joke. Okay. Yeah, well, and you know what, Ziana? We're not gonna worry about those people. But I totally get what you're saying. You know, out here on YouTube, I'm gonna tell you something. It is a very, very YouTube is sometimes a sea of sharks. And you do have to be very thick skinned. And a sensitive cancer woman would need to and she wears her heart on her sleeve, which is understandable because she's a cancer. Like, I totally understand her. But she's drawing a lot of that negativity to her, which, I mean, I'm not saying that I haven't done that. I mean, everybody has done that, you know, in their emotions. But I think that what the problem is her success. Okay, is another problem. It's her success. And so that is really what a lot of these black people are angry about, the ones that are throwing shit at her. They absolutely don't care about her using the N word. Some of them do, but it's mainly about the fact that she's been so successful, which is the problem. Okay. Now I can see that she practices, but I feel that she focuses on the wrong thing. And then also, I don't feel that her protection is that good. She's definitely like doing some kind of black magic, whether or not it is intentional black magic or whether or not she is deliberately doing it. What I could see was sex magic with those white men. And this is why she gets so much hate from black men. Same difference if you were a black man having sex magic with a white person and throwing negative stuff at black people. If you're going to truly date interracially, go and be happy with that person and stop looking back and throwing stuff at black people. Let them move on if that's the case. That's all I'm saying. Because sometimes being super petty has an accumulative effect. Also, I feel as though her being so powerful has led to a lot of judgment of black women that still date black men. Who is she to judge? Who is dateable? She can't judge nobody, and she can't judge nobody's relationship based upon how she feels. It's not her right to do that. So that's another issue as well. Okay. If you're a black woman that decides that you're going to divest from black men, then do it. Don't judge other black women for not doing it, is all I'm saying. Okay. And so it kind of leads to that mob mentality a little bit. Okay. Because I felt heavy judgment, and I feel that it's going to take some maturing. Okay. She is judgmental. And I could see that very clearly. And that is a problem, to be judgmental, because While you're judging other people, there's people judging you back, is all I'm saying. Okay, don't kill the messenger. All right, y'all, that's her reading. I'll see y'all later. Peace and love.